My brother was telling me about how in the gym, guys don't really approach girls, which, good. Don't approach me. Don't talk to me. Thank you.
Women are failing men. Ladies, the reason that no man is approaching you is because of you, not them. I did the dirty work and asked men why they were afraid to talk to you and got over 5,000 responses.
The rise of feminine men has led to masculine women. Let me explain. When men don't approach women in public places like coffee shops, it forces women to...
I noticed this once I started healing and really loving myself and putting myself first and desensitizing the man. Men don't approach me no more. They will literally stare at me, probably mild like that, or just stare at me.
The rise of feminine men has led to masculine women. Let me explain. When men don't approach women in public places like coffee shops, it forces women to drop into one of two roles. The first role is she's just going to sit there and she's going to succumb to her singledom because she doesn't want to be the man and approach you if she thinks you may potentially be interested in her. The second role is her stepping into the role that the guy is usually supposed to, her asking you out. And this is definitely happening more. I see more women asking out more men than ever before in my friend groups and clients, etc. But the thing is, men, that women don't want to ask you out because courtship and approaching are typically things that gentlemen do. And the worst thing that you can do as a guy is force a woman to act like a man.
The rise of feminine men has led to masculine women? Incorrect. The rise of masculine women came first. Men simply adapted. When women dominate education, out-earn men, and preach independence, what incentive does the average man have to approach? Compete with what leverage? Feminine men aren't weak. They've just run the numbers. Rejection, shames, public accusations. All for trying to be a gentleman. Not worth it. Courtship, provision, protection. These are things men once offered in exchange for loyalty, peace, and partnership. Today, they're expected to give everything and be grateful for nothing. Some men unplug. They go ghost. You call it weak. I call it logical. You say women don't want to act like men, but society told them they had to. The worst thing a man can do isn't making a woman act like a man. The worst thing is playing a game that no longer respects him.
Women are failing men. Ladies, the reason that no man is approaching you is because of you, not them. I did the dirty work and asked men why they were afraid to talk to you and got over 5,000 responses. And there was definitely a common theme. Let's read some. I would say fear of rejection and being humiliated in front of everyone. I am not worthy enough to talk to women. I just have nothing to offer them except boring, normal life. Rejection paralyzes me. Current culture feels like I will be perceived as a creep for talking to a girl I don't know. Mostly it's the fear of rejection, like I'm bothering them somehow. Rejection maybe. Ending up on TikTok if you get my drift. Worried about being judged for not meeting the woman's appearance standards. So to the ladies, do better. The environment that you've created for men is only leading to the singleness that you continue to complain about. And to the men, maybe knowing that these responses were a trend amongst 5,000 of you is a bit reassuring if anything.
Women are failing men. Correction. Women are failing themselves. You want attention, romance, masculinity, but you mock it, cancel it, and record it for clout. Men aren't scared of women. They're scared of consequences, humiliation, rejection. TikTok. A man says hello, he's a creep. He looks at you, he's a predator. He stays silent, he's weak. So what do you want? You created a culture where men are villains by default. Now you wonder why they won't play hero. And here's the truth. Men didn't change because they're broken. They changed because you broke the game. So yes, 5,000 men stayed silent. Not because they're cowards, but because they're done playing. You wanted men to do better. They did. By walking away.
Okay, I have a question, and maybe this is a stupid question, but that hasn't stopped me in the past from asking my questions. My question here. My brother was telling me about how in the gym, guys don't really approach girls, which, good. Don't approach me. Don't talk to me. Thank you. But so then, I was like, if we're supposed to approach guys, how do you know when a guy wants to be approached by a girl? Because girls, we'll give the little ojitos, we'll give little signs. It'll be like we'll keep looking back. They're like, ah. But how do you know? If you're a guy and you saw a pretty girl and you wanted her to talk to you because you don't want to talk to her, what do you do? Please let me know. That's what I'm curious about. Thank you.
You don't want to be approached. But you want to know how to approach. You want to be left alone. but also noticed you want a man to want you, but not act on it. And when men adapt when they respect the rules, you're confused. How do I know if a man wants to be approached? Simple. You don't, because he's playing defense, not offense. Men used to signal interest. Now they signal silence. Why? Because modern dating is not an interaction. It's a legal minefield with Wi-Fi. You say, don't talk to me. He listens. You say, why won't anyone talk to me? He shrugs. That's not confusion. That's the consequence. You rewired the game. Now you're shocked it doesn't play back.
I noticed this like once I started healing and like really loving myself and like putting myself first and like desensitizing the man. Men don't approach me no more. Like they will literally stare at me, probably mild like me, or like just stare at me until I like say something to them. But for the most part, they're not gonna approach me. And it used to really hurt my feelings because I'm used to being someone that's approached. So like now going through this phase of my life that where men don't approach me, it like really made me be like, damn, like what's wrong with me? Am I really ugly? Like da 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 da. But I think it's just because like my energy is changing and I think men know who they can play with. And at a point in my life, I was very playable. A nigga will play with me.
I'll have to ask my accountant about that.
You healed. You loved yourself. You decentered men. And now you wonder, why did the men disappear? You say men just stare. They sense something. They don't approach. You interpret this as growth. But then, what's wrong with me? Am I ugly? That's not self-love speaking. That's the ego cracking. Here's the truth. Men used to approach you because you were open, inviting, curious. Now, you broadcast resistance. And men, they're tired of forcing doors that don't want to be opened. You say they know who they can play with, maybe. But most aren't looking to play anymore. They're just done. You removed them from your center. They adjusted. Now you miss the attention. But blame it on your aura. It's not energy, it's economics. No investment without return. No approach without signal. You left the game left you. Algorithms don't. Let them know you're still thinking.